Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, we just saw another major dip. Bitcoin took 11% dip since yesterday. Well, actually, yes, since the top of yesterday. So, what does this mean overall? Is it over? Is the run over? And more importantly, what should you do about it? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything else that's going on this Friday. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Good morning. As you can see, Bitcoin is slightly down. Got a little fake out yesterday. During my stream, Bitcoin was still at 71,000, and then boom, someone decided to sell off massively. Okay, so zoomed in. So let's see, let's zoom out here. We could see this is when I was streaming last night, and then boom, someone started a dumping last night. It seemed like someone in Asia in particular, but overall, we're down about 11%, okay? Like around 11% from top to bottom. But this reminds me, you know, we had this before. I showed you guys even yesterday. We had some big dips before, right? Including this one. I was curious this morning, and I was looking at it. I'm like, okay, that was about almost 15%. So this time around, you know, looking at all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, only about 11%. So not as bad. But as we move forward, and I will show you some historical data, that this is normal. This happens all the time, especially during bull runs. In fact, in bull runs, it happens more often. The parabolic bull runs, that's when it really starts happening all the time in greater effect too. So I'll show you that in a little bit. But you know what? Something also particularly happened last night when this dip started happening. The SEC webpage was taken offline. And right around that time is when Bitcoin started falling. Makes you wonder what happened. Did Gary Gensler have to do something with this? I'm just joking. I don't think Gary had anything to do with it. But it's good to see that the webpage is back up, if anyone of you guys care. But it all happened around the same time. So that seems kind of peculiar. Interesting. But regardless, okay, the shorts, very little at this point. No one dares to pile up the shorts right now, even with a small little dip that we just went through. No one wants to short Bitcoin, with the exception of maybe Gareth, because nothing has changed. Bitcoin, we basically fell down to last week levels. We kept hitting all-time highs this past week, right? So nothing has changed with the ETFs buying, with the halving event coming up, with the institutional FOMO. None of those things and the great fundamentals have not changed. None of you guys are falling for it, I hope. And most long-term holders are not falling for that either. In fact, this shows that there are a lot of traders that have a ton of perpetual longs waiting to hit at 63, 64K, although I don't think we will go down there. But who knows? We did hit like a low as 66, like a huge spike at 66 before coming back up. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. I said during bull runs, we get a lot of those dips, especially the parabolic ones. Okay, and you could see the 2017 rise. That was terrific and hella scary. Okay, it was really, really scary. I mean, imagine waking up and seeing a 40% dip. I'll tell you, that's no fun. As we go higher, we will see more dips. Now, luckily, those dips are getting smaller in percentage, but still significant. But, you know, if you've been around back in 2017, you would wake up to like a 20, 30, 40% dip. And it would last for maybe a week before we recovered and went back up. Those are scary times. That's like going from 70K down to 30K, right? That's almost the equivalent of that overnight, and that's scary. But that was years ago. Even in 2021, we saw, but luckily not as big as like the 40%. We saw like a lot of 20 something percent. We did see one major one at 32%, but still, we saw them. And we saw it coming back up in 2023, and now we're seeing it. 2023, we saw some massive 20% dips. But these days, because of the ETFs, we're not really even seeing those. I just showed you the 15% one that we had, and yesterday's and today's is about 11%. But when you zoom out, you can't really even see it. Like that 15% doesn't even show up. But like I said, with this parabolic bull run starting, with us going higher, we will see more of this. This is normal, very normal. You can't ever show me a chart of Bitcoin that just does this on a forever, time scale. It's not going to happen. It's going to show there will be small dips, but today's, it came suddenly. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything has changed. If you're a long-term holder, you continue to hold. And if you're a long-term DCAing type of person, you continue to DCA. You don't want to sell your Bitcoin to the big boys. I guarantee you that the ETFs are not done buying. In fact, I don't have the numbers from yesterday. Today I'm missing it, but I'll show you guys. Those numbers are not going to diminish. Those numbers are only going to increase from here on out. The supply shock is real. And guys who understand, they truly understand. Now, President Bukele, El Salvador, learned this from Saylor, but it turns out he has way more Bitcoin than people know about. And he just gave this out. People thought El Salvador had about like 250 million worth of Bitcoin. But no, he actually purchased a lot more. And he said, he's transferring the Bitcoin to a cold wallet. Well, if you have $400 million worth of Bitcoin, you probably should transfer it to a cold wallet and not like hold it on, on your trust wallet. But, their Bitcoin total balance is quite high, almost $500 million. That's just from DCAing for a few years. Obviously, a country has a lot more money than most people, but still, he knows it. And this may one day make El Salvador free from the IMF and free from the World Bank and become a powerhouse due to his Bitcoin holdings and DCAing. And of course, Saylor, he's not done buying. He just raised $525 million again. He said he was going to raise $500 million. He raised $525 million, okay, with a small interest rate. I don't know who he's selling this to. Like I don't know. I feel like Michael Saylor found a cheat code. Like, who in Wall Street would loan him $525 million over 7 years and only pay less than a percentage of interest? I would like to do that. I would like to raise $500 million and pay 1% interest. You put it in Bitcoin, it's a cheat code. The payback is 7 years. That's 2 more cycles from now. Bitcoin will be at $1 million by then. How is Saylor doing this? I feel like this is an absolute cheat code right now. Every company, every public traded company should be doing this. You're basically getting free money. It's much less than what you would get from a bank. Even a bank won't lend you anything for 0.875 interest. That's absolutely crazy. But anyways, you know where this is going. 525 more is going to Bitcoin, right? And this is on top of the 800 million that he just bought last week. But again, I feel like this is a cheat code. I don't know like who in Wall Street, what banks are stupid enough to do this when they could just go buy good old Bitcoin. And here's the thing, and look at this. This is probably the biggest endorsement I've ever seen for Robert Kiyosaki in terms of Bitcoin, because he's actually downplaying gold and silver now. That's how bullish it is. I don't know if you start loading up by the billions. You know that Mr. 100 I've been showing you guys? Maybe that's Robert Kiyosaki. I don't know. But just listen to this. I love gold and silver. I own gold and silver mines. The problem with gold and silver is the higher the prices go, the more gold and silver is found because you just don't know. It's unlimited amount. Same with oil. I own oil wells also. That is not true with Bitcoin. No matter how high the price of Bitcoin goes, there will only be 21 million ever. That's why I love Bitcoin. That's probably the biggest endorsement I've ever seen from him. I mean, he's dissing his favorites that he's been talking about for decades, which is gold and silver. If you listen to his interviews, all he talks about is loading up on gold and silver and buying gold and silver mines. And now he's putting them aside and saying, I love Bitcoin because it's even better than they are. Like that's pretty big endorsement. You take that however you want, but he's telling the truth. That's facts. And that's a big endorsement. So good for him. He's turning into a full-blown. It'll be interesting if he gets Michael Saylor on his interview, on his podcast. That'll probably happen soon. But anyways, really, really good. Really good indeed. According to JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon's bank, Bitcoin has already surpassed gold in investor portfolio allocations. That's hard to believe, but you know what? Then again, how many people invest in gold these days? People buy gold as a hedge, but they don't really put in their portfolio, I would think, for appreciation. Not at this point. But we know this will only increase. All the other funds are trying to FOMO and trying to get approval to add Bitcoin ETFs in their funds. So we know that investor portfolios are going to fill up with a ton of Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs. That's not going to change. And lastly, let's look at some charts. Bitcoin crashed 11%. It dumped, right? But you look at this, and this is going all the way back to about September 2022 when Bitcoin was around the bottom, around 15, 16K. And then you could see our journey upwards. And we had some massive dips, you know, those 20% dips I showed you guys earlier. Yeah, you could see them. But ever since we started climbing due to the ETFs, there has not really been any major dips, not extended dips. We just keep on going higher. And yesterday's or today's dip, well, it almost doesn't register. That's how insignificant it is. It's very insignificant. Like I said, nothing has changed. Fundamentally, nothing has changed with Bitcoin. And if you're charting it, it's so insignificant, it shouldn't even register. It shouldn't even be on your mind. And look at that line, that middle line, the halving 4 event. We're not even there yet, and we broke through all-time high like it was nothing. Like that was insignificant. Like no one cares about the halving event, but I'll tell you, people should care. That's usually when things really start moving. The parabolic phase starts happening, but we're a little bit ahead of the game right now. But in case you're wondering about our dump, we're nowhere close. Here's also, this shows you all the strong holders, the masses I should say, that's holding strong, that dollar cost average that held all the way through from the bottom till now. And you can see there are a ton of people that are holding Bitcoin. A ton of people holding Bitcoin, and that is absolutely fantastic. And in case you're wondering where we are right now in this cycle versus previous cycles, okay? We have barely broken through the previous top. That's right, but we have. And you could see the last 3 times when Bitcoin broke through its top, what happened? What happened? Again, when in doubt, zoom out. Those small little dips, they're not small. A lot of those that you see that registers on a time scale like this, there are 30, 40% dips. A lot of the 5%, 10% ones don't even register. You can't even see them. But one thing is clear. After every single time Bitcoin broke through its previous high, what happened afterwards? A parabolic rise. There's no doubt. There's no question about that. And there's no question about what we're going through right now and how high we will go. Zero. And here's another picture in case you need it. You need more reinforcements? Here. Just look at all the previous times when Bitcoin broke through its previous high. What happened afterwards, right? No doubt in my mind that it will happen again. So stay strong, stay focused, continue to hodl, and DCA, do not let any of the big boys take any of your Bitcoin or crypto from you. You have worked for it. You have held for so long. This is definitely not the time to be feared out of the market and to give your life-changing wealth to the big boys that are buying by hundreds of millions at a time. All right. Solana is... I was going to say Solana is doing well today, but man, I didn't know how well. Solana is back above 182 on a day like today. 80 billion. It's about to flip BNB. What did I say? I said Solana, I predict, will be at $1,000 by the end of this year, and flip Ethereum. It's looking more and more like that's going to happen. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let me scroll up here and make sure I didn't miss anything. We got almost 8,000 people in here wondering what's going on with Bitcoin. Mari Red says, hey, George, been holding since 2021. I know these dips happen constantly, but for some reason it gets to me. It's natural. We're human. We have emotions. I find myself buying, though. George effect is real. That's awesome. One Titan says, sold my ADA for near, then sold near back to ADA. Best move I made in crypto. You see, sometimes it makes sense to do that. Richard is balling. Big Red is pumping. Yes, Big Red is doing well. Kulo is doing well. You know what? I'm going to support both of those meme projects for a very long time until they both hit $1 billion. I think they're going to do very well. You know, meme coins come and go, but when you know, like, especially if you know the founders, you know what they're trying to do, you know that they're not a quick P&D play, you know, I think they're going to both do very well. What else is there? Papa Bear Studio, stay strong, stay focused, stay drunk if necessary. Bullish on Solana ecosystem. There are so many new dApps and infrastructure this past 2 weeks. Are there any small cap projects you're looking at on Sol, Dark, D2X, CP, Chat, S? No, I'm not looking at any of those, honestly. NMCT. There are a lot of people have been talking about Sol Chat. It's not for me. I don't really care about like a chat program, honestly. But supposedly Anatoly tweeted them, they exploded. And there's a lot of other dApps coming out on Solana, but I have not been really paying attention to them. I mostly use just Jupiter and Radium for trading, and concentrate on Sol itself, because I think Sol is going to go much higher. It's going to have a fantastic year. Sandro. Hi, I'm Australian George. I love your show. I finally caught one live. Just wait until the ETH and Sol ETF. Sol ETF, probably not in the works right now, but ETH ETF is. I don't know if it's going to be approved this year. It could be. It could be because BlackRock may force it, but maybe we have to wait until next year. But still, it's part of the cycle. Would you DC out of Ether into Sol? Um, yes, in my opinion, I would do that. The 100 BTC day whale, you think it's Bezos? It could be. I think it could be. I mean, that person already accumulated like $3 or $4 billion worth of Bitcoin, so it has to be a billionaire. Let's see. Crazy day for people lovers. Have you looked into Pooh? It looks like a new meme explosion is coming back. No, I have not. But that's a good name though. What do you think about Moon River? It lost all its momentum. You know, back in the day, Moonbeam and Moon River, they had some momentum because they were EVM L2 chains for Polkadot and Kusama. But these days, everyone just goes straight to a L2, like Base or Optimism, Arbitrum, Manta, Metas. There's so many. Book of meme skipping stones. I don't know what you mean by that. Mark, can you comment on Jewel? It seems like it can't get any good momentum. Are DFK NFTs better value or just stack Jewel? And you got to give it time, man. Not everything could come back up and moonshot right away. I just know I talk to Dreamer very often. DFK team are pushing forward. They just released their cock expeditions. I forgot what they call it, but it's pretty funny. And they have this big relationship with Midas too, that I think could be big. PvP battles. So you just got to give it time. It's hard. It's hard to overcome all the negative stigma, but they're working towards that. Um, hey George, do you think Injective will be a top 10 coin this season? Top 10? I'm not so sure. Top 10 would be tough. Man, just look at Solana. Just roaring back to its previous high. I think they will do very well, but not top 10. Maybe like top 20. Lucky Man says, just subscribe to your Patreon. Very excited about the alphas. Congratulations and thank you. I saw a lot of people sign up yesterday. I mean, overall, it's been blowing up. It's a really great community. People love to chat and help each other. And of course, you get some alpha and you get some great newsletters too about all the latest things. So, Johnny, thank you. Coinbase having issues, probably because everyone wants a DCA right now. And Coinbase, again, probably can't handle the volume. Uteral, the DFK team did not rug any players last bull run. You may have a hate for them because they went down, but don't spread the FUD. I actually don't have the ETF thing. with me today. I didn't check it up, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna show the usual. Hey, do you think Bone will go to 100 this bull run? No, I never pay attention to Bone. Go to 100? No, it's not gonna go to 100. That's just way too bold. That has to be more than 100x. That's like 120x. That's not going to happen. Well, Bitcoin is just coming right back up. That's always good. We're not back to 71K or 72K yet, but the way we're going, probably soon. Hold on, let me see if I get it. I think so. There we go. I got it. I got it up. I mean, look. Okay, like I said, this is not going to stop, no matter what. Okay, look at BlackRock. BlackRock still added close to 5,000 Bitcoins yesterday. 5,000. BlackRock is at 228,000. Even with Michael Saylor purchasing 500 million more Bitcoin, I don't think they're above 228,000. BlackRock is not going to stop, no matter what. The other ones added a little bit less. Fidelity added a little bit, and then you got Valkyrie, Franklin, ARK. They added a little bit, not as much as the days before. But look at BlackRock. They're not stopping. They will add hundreds of millions per day. Does Cardano have an issue with marketing? I don't know. There's a lot of loyal Cardano people, so I don't know if it's really a marketing thing. There are a lot of really loyal Cardano guys. Grok could be the biggest meme coin of this cycle, the Elon announcements and posting about it? No, because he's not talking about the meme. I can't find an address for Big Red. It was posted in the description of my video last night. You can find a contract address within. Should I sell VeChain for Sol? I don't know. I still like VeChain, but they do need to make some moves. Get more consumer retail focused, and then that will drive them much higher. They're still very B2B focused. Cock is on Bing X now. That's good. Cock is getting listed on all the exchanges. I mean, they're so big. They're going to get all the exchange listings. Probably maybe like a Binance listing soon. I'm Wallet 28 in Kulo, and these USD swings are insane. I ain't letting go, though. We got a long way to go, Team Kulu. Yeah, I mean, Kulu is strong. Yesterday, we had some volatility. I think because people were profit taking and trying to get into Big Red. But Kulo shot right back up. I mean, the community is strong, and I'm in that Telegram chat of theirs all the time. It's the biggest on Polygon. I think it could go places, and I trust Moon Daddy to take it further. And there hasn't even been any sex listings yet. So once that comes out, I think, oh shoot, there we go. Once that comes out, I think Kulo will probably get pushed higher. Yeah, so we got a little dip last night. And that was during when Bitcoin was dipping too. But now we're going back up. I think they could do very well this cycle. Ian says, I got tired of holding my cock, sold it at 6x was enough. Well, it never hurts to take profit. But yeah, I mean, I get it. If you're up 6x and cock is pretty big, although I think it's going to keep going. I'm up 133% on Sol. Congrats. Congrats. What do you think about portfolio of Bitcoin and Sol only? You know, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. If you've been holding just Bitcoin and you wanted to expand one, before I would always say Bitcoin and ETH, right? You expand into ETH. But these days, I would say if you want a little bit more growth, because ETH can't even outperform Bitcoin these days, I would say go Bitcoin and Sol. That's not a bad combination. Are you supporting Kulo and Sol or Matic? It's Matic, of course. Sol is a copycat. You should not buy Kulo and Sol. Of course, Matic. Are you a watch guy, AP or Patek? You know what? AP and Patek, when I was growing up, was like, I don't even think they were popular. It was always Rolex. Now, these days, everyone's trying to get an AP. I don't hear much people talking about Patek, but now it's like everyone's FOMO into APs. I still stick with Rolex. BD says took 5K profit yesterday on Kulo at the high and then bought that 50% dip. Congrats. Do you know if Kulo's going to be on some exchange and when? I know Moon Daddy's working on that. I just don't know when and which exchanges, but I know he's working on that. What are the odds of Sol getting hacked? Is it a secure project? Yes. Yes, as in secure project. What are the chances of Mr. 100 is a Korean fintech institution? I mean, that could be the case. That could be the case. We don't know if it's a corporation or individual, but they're buying like 800, 900, 1,000 Bitcoin per day. That's a lot. James McCauley, new to this, decided to get out of ETF and work direct. Lost money with fees and spread until I started watching your content in BTC and Sol. Now I didn't learn these memes. Thanks. Memes are always fun, but be careful. I mean, they're meant to be fun. They can pump up to the moon, make a lot of money, but I think you got it right. BTC and Sol are two really good holds. Elon has been stealing the Grok memes from the community and posting them. Grok will be over 1 billion in 2 weeks. It will not be over 1 billion in 2 weeks. But I guess we'll see. Maybe I just don't see that. Grok's been out for a long time. It's not like it's a new play. L2s are not performing well even after Denkun. Should I sell Arbitrum and buy some AI coins? I can't tell you that, man. You have to decide. A lot of times when you do sell, though, that's when they go up. Johnny Collins, thank you. If Solana overtakes ETH, what does that mean? You think ETH price won't go up more? No. It just means that it won't go up as fast in percentage. Jennifer. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, whenever there's fear, people tune in. Because I'm the biggest fundamentalist and the biggest hopium driver. But that's just because I believe. It's not like I'm faking. I know Bitcoin. At least I think I do. Because I know how corrupt money and institutions are. I know that inflation is a horrible thing. I know Bitcoin itself is the best asset to hold long term. As much as I like Sol or memes or anything else, I can't guarantee that they're going to be around in 20 years or 25 years. You know, maybe something else is better and surpasses Ethereum and Sol and Cardano and Avalanche in 10 years. I can't say for certainty they will be around in 20 years. But I can say with 100% certainty Bitcoin will be around in 20 years. And it will be above $1 million then, right? So that's why you can't ignore Bitcoin. Too many people come in trying to make a lot of money with memes or trading or whatever, which is fine. But long-term hold, nothing outperforms Bitcoin. Sandro, if you could choose 5 coins and you were buying the market, what would they be? That's too tough. That's tough. Bitcoin, Sol, Avalanche. That's 3 already. I'd probably at this point put Injective and probably, I don't know, someone like, probably like Whiff in there. just to throw that in there. I don't know. That's just 5 quick picks. Can you add Big Red to DCA portfolio? Why are you asking now? That's not until next Wednesday. You bring it up next Wednesday. George, is Dot a dead project? No, it's not. Actually, it's been moving much better than I expected. It's still at number 12. So, I mean, it's not dead by any means. I mean, you could see it's up 44% in the last 90 days. Kula will look great on the Sphere. I suggested that. I think there should be a community vote just like what Whiff did to get some donations and put Kulo on the Vegas Sphere. I think that would be cool. Do I still like H-Bar? Yes. Yes. Have you looked at Soul Chat? No. I just can't get behind it. It's a chat program. Like, how can you get excited about that? I just can't get excited about it. I guess then again, if you think about it, well, Telegram is just a chat program, but look at how big it is. WeChat is just a chat program, and look how big it is. I guess, you know, in the grand scheme of things, Soul Chat can become huge, but like, I've been through so many of those chat programs, like, it's just not. I can't get excited about one right now. What are your thoughts and price prediction for Multiverse X? Not one of my favorite L1s. RSC co-founded by Brian Armstrong. Are you sure about that? I don't believe that's the case. Research Coin? I don't think it was co-founded. Maybe it was invested. I looked at this other day. Like, tell me who's going to get very excited about a coin called Research Coin. And the whole project is about research. It's like, unless you're a big researcher or a big nerd, you're not going to get excited about this project. No one's going to be FOMO, and no one's going to be saying, hey, did you invest in Research Coin? It's just not. It's not going to be a very exciting coin. MJ says Doge is not flipping ADA. You sure about that, man? You sure about that? They're really, really close. Really close. I could see Doge flipping Cardano. I could see Avalanche flipping Cardano. I don't know about Sheeb, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, there's no doubt Cardano will continue to trend up along with everything else. But, you know, it's just a matter of who's the fastest horse in the race, right? Who are the fastest horses in the race? And there will be some that moves faster than others. Big Red will flip Cardano. I don't think Big Red will flip, but Big Red is doing pretty well. Big Red is 12 million market cap. So off to a very strong start on Avalanche. How about Jewel will flip Axie? Well, they were before. They were higher than Axie at one point in time. I think it's going to take a little time for that to happen. DJ, I'm glad you're excited about it, but I'm not going to FOMO into another one at this point. Grok has been out for a long time. It's a copy based on the AI Grok. So if it hasn't mooned yet, I don't know what makes you think it will moon. It's been out for months upon months. It's probably been out for 6 months. What do you think about the Project Atura? I don't. It's a gaming project, right? No, or is it L1? I thought it was a gaming project. Yeah. Platform for games. I don't know. Like these kind of like game platforms, they don't seem to do very well because really what you need are really good games. So just creating a platform without really good games is not really gonna help. But they could blow up like Gala in this cycle, but they need to onboard some really nice games, really good games. G7 Film says, when people try to promote ADA, XRP, or ETH, I ignore them and never take crypto advice from them. Well, you're kind of harsh there. I mean, there are some good Cardano and ETH guys. Okay, I don't know about good XRP guys, but there are some good Cardano and ETH guys for sure. Why is multi-chain frozen and not working? I have no idea. No clue. What if Big Red and Cock have a collaboration? Would it be called Big Red Cock? Oh my god. It's no longer a PG show. Oh, Solana's still on fire. At this point, you got to think that there are institutions that are buying Solana. That's the only reason why they're getting so strong. It's good to have a laugh this early in the morning. That's Jason, you killed my workout. I wonder how many people just like spit out their coffee just now at work. Uh, do you think ADA can hit $4 this cycle? Well, they need to get back to their previous high, which I think will happen. Yeah, I think so. Johnny Collins, thank you. What do you think about Solidius AI tech coin? People have asked that. I don't know enough about it. It looks like a decent AI project, but I don't know. It seems like they're an encompassing AI project that's trying to do it all. I don't know how much they're actually doing. Thought of taking profit but buying the dip. If Grok isn't over $200 million within a week, I'll donate 1,000 to you, and if it does, you give me $1,000. No, because you go clip this and make people try to do it. After buying Big Red, BTC got Big Red candles. I think there's no correlation there. Well, no. What did they say? Correlation does not mean causation. That's what I meant. ADA will never hit $4. It hit $4. It was like $3 something before. Is there anything else that's green today? Oh, actually, everything. Not everything, but there are a lot. Jupiter's up 12% today. Also on Solana. You got Fetch doing really well. AI Play up 5% today. Pith also on Solana. Or, yeah. Oracle Play up 4%. I mean, you got some renders going up. So AI is having a good day today. Say's going up. Interesting. That's about it. But most of these plays are Solana based. Only Conflux is not. It's a L1 out of China. But everything else is 0x. Yeah, I don't hear anyone talk about 0x anymore. They're still big. Bonk recovering. You know, Bonk is so weird. I don't know what it is with Bonk. It's on Coinbase. It should have the Coinbase effect, yet it is not doing as well as WIF. WIF, whoever the team is behind WIF, I mean, they have figured out. Or maybe because it's just Arthur Hayes. Arthur Hayes keeps shilling WIF, so, I mean, he's a big name. But man, WIF is $1 billion more than Bonk, and it's not even on Coinbase. I mean, when they get listed on Coinbase, it's gonna be real FOMO with WIF. Cat WIF. Yeah, I don't like copycats. Okay, I don't like, you know, someone was trying to like show like ape with hat, you know, it's like, and then cat with hat. I mean, they may do good short term because they're a copycat, but long term, you're not gonna see dog with whiff and then cat with whiff both at like 10 billion market cap. You're not. You need to have something original. Gordon, I already answered that. Someone asked the same exact question. Maybe it was you. Can Cardano hit $4 this cycle? The answer is yes. Are you familiar with crypto arbitrage? Do you use this method to make money? Are you just trying to say, do you trade? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. All right, guys. I think that's enough. Let's call it a day. Bitcoin had a 11% dip. Is it over? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But what I do know is this. We have a lot of dips coming up. We had a lot of dips in previous bull cycles. We will have more in this cycle. So be prepared for them. That's why I say you got to have cash on the side. And people always ask me about profit taking. Have cash on the side so you're able to buy the dips or continue to DCA. Because we will get more of these. And we will make a lot more highs, newer highs in this cycle. It's still very, very, very early. All right, so have a good Friday. I will see you guys tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Oh, I have something to show you guys. Take care.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.